fans. If we can get his agent to stop tweeting stuff about me, that'd be a good thing. Susan knows. She does a lot of Twitter.
Well, you've talked over the years how important Woody was to your team, and with him gone, is there that guy on defense that will carry that side of the road?
I think it opens up some interesting possibilities on that side. Clay, obviously, with his new deal, I think he has a chance to be. Hey, you can clap a little bit. Not too much, just a little. But I think he's got an opportunity to be a leader. With him, it's always been about making the most of those leadership opportunities and trying to encourage him that he has the respect of the guys. Sometimes an established player who doesn't quite have that personality, maybe as a young player, it can grow over time. I think you saw that with Charles. When Charles came in 2006, he was, almost fighting our coaches. And in 2010, he's the main leader on the team, giving us the speeches, calling out the president. You saw a great progression. I think Clay can take that kind of progression. Morgan Burnett is a guy who can step up. B.J. Rodgers, it's prime for him. He's in a contract year. He's been with us since his 5th season. It's time for him to step up and be a leader. So I think those guys are going to get an opportunity. But you saw last year, you saw T.J. Lang, Josh Sitton, Randall Cobb step up. Some young players who have performed on the field, have the respect of their teammates. And it's time for those guys to step up because, especially defensively, we need a leadership. We need some more consistent play on that side of the ball, and I look forward to seeing who steps up this fall.
There's been a lot made of your offensive line and all the changes that have gone on in that offensive line, where basically they've taken the right-hand side and moved to the left-hand side, and the left-hand side and moved it to the right-hand side. You're the guy that protected. What are you thinking about all this?
I'm excited about it. I am. I think it's going to set up some great training camp fights for one. But it opens up some competition, I think, on the right side, which is part of the reason why Mike did it. Sometimes players need a kick in the butt every now and then. It might be one for Marshall. I don't think he needs a big kick in the butt, but maybe just a little one. I like our line this year as opposed to last year. If you look at the depth we had last year going into the season, we really had 6 guys that could play, 6 guys that had never done it before. Our starting 5 and Evan Dietrich Smith, now Jeff Saturday's got Evans in. Don Barkley got some time last year. Greg Van Rotten got some time. Derek Sherrod has played. He's coming back from injury. We have 8 legitimate guys who played in a game. The depth is there. Those guys are getting accustomed to, Josh and Brian on the left, TJ and Marshall on the right. I think it's going to be a collective effort to decrease the sacks and try and do things in the run game that can give us some more balance and maybe slow some of the defensive lines down.
You'd like to stand up a little bit longer back there too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, every now and then. Seattle still hurts.
You've gone through an unbelievable 9 years, 8 years with the Packers. Your proudest moments?
There's a lot that come to mind, but standing on the podium with Mike McCarthy, Ted Thompson, Mark Murphy, and Clay, who was there at the time, was a special moment because we went through some tough times in 08 when a lot of the fans were on us about the change. I remember having a conversation with Ted and just thanking him for believing in me. It took a lot of gumption for them to do what they did, and I couldn't thank them enough for not only standing by me, but for doing what they said, because it would have been very easy for them to say, hey, Brett wants to come back. I know he's missed the whole off season, but you're going to sit until he wants to play. But no, they said, we're going to do things a certain way here, the Packer way, and that's going to exemplify and typify, I think, Ted Thompson's career, that he's a man of principle, and Mike McCarthy's career, and hopefully my career.
question, and you've answered this question before. It's my favorite answer you've ever given. In the heat of battle, you walk out of the huddle. What goes through your brain before the ball snaps?
Why did he call this play?
You can run something else. I don't think people understand the complexity of what goes on in the NFL and all the things that you, as the leader of the offense, has to do.
Yeah, so forgive me, those who are at the MAC Fund dinner. Thank you, first of all. If there's anyone who was there, I'm going to go through this again. There's actually a few things that go through my mind. So, the advanced level of quarterbacking, that is interesting to see the progression, but when you break the huddle, Rich Gannon actually told me this in 2006. He said, you know you're playing the right way when you're not thinking about what you're doing, when you're thinking about what the defense is doing and what kind of checks you got to make in order to get things the way they should look once the ball snaps. So when you break the huddle, first thing I immediately do is make sure my receivers are going to the right side. And when you have some of the guys on our team, not going to mention any names, Finley, but just have to make sure he's going. When you say, we have a thing in our offense, we always have a direction. It's either right or left. That tells the tight end where he's going. So wing left open flop means he's going to the left. Green right means he's going to the right. It's not rocket science here. No, I love Jay Rock. We're working on his direction. It's pretty good. So you break that, you got to make sure the guys are lined up in the right spot. And that's a quick glance. And then immediately, the play is already ingrained in your mind. I'm often anticipating what he's going to call based on our Saturday conversations when we go through every play in the plan, every situation, and I talk about my favorite plays in those situations, so I can anticipate what he's calling. Once we're walking to the line of scrimmage, immediately, something that the coach in fifth grade basketball used to challenge us to do is to visualize yourself making good plays. So I immediately, I visualize either myself making a play that I've thought about the night before, or a quick video hits my mind, something I've seen during that week of a coverage I should be looking for in a certain situation, or a play from practice that worked, didn't work, what my initial thought afterwards was. Once you're getting close to the line of scrimmage, that's when you start to get your first look at the defense. A lot of our initial reads are based on corner alignment, safety alignment, the front, if they're in an over front, under front, unit front, 3-4, the backers bossed over, they're bowed over. What kind of reaction am I getting? Because we like to do a lot of first down, we're snapping the ball quickly. Is the defense going to move right when we get to the line of scrimmage? When we get to the line of scrimmage, we have our initial play, we have a run to a pass check, we have a run to a run check, we have a 3-step to a 5-step, we have a play action to a draw, making sure I get us in the right play, and that's based on the defensive look. Once you get your at the line read, you're taking your post-snap read, and you're looking for one or two guys, making sure guys are run the right route. You're actually seeing as you drop back, not really guys, your areas and kind of flashes that tell you my guys in the right spot. And once you get to the top of your drop, you got to make a quick decision, anticipate the throwing lane, and often throw the ball before the guy's open. A lot of stuff's going through my mind in a very quick amount of time.
So you're not looking at the cheerleaders and stuff like that.
We don't have cheerleaders.
So you wonder when general managers are concerned with quarterbacks with wonder-like tests of like 7 and 8. It takes brilliant people to play this game at this level, and we're lucky that we've got the best quarterback that definitely in this league, and before he's done, maybe the best quarterback ever.